What imposter syndrome means. Welcome to the School of Self-Worth Live. I'm Sam Osborne, the self-worth guy, and today we are talking about what imposter syndrome means. And if you remember just one thing from this video, imposter syndrome means that you think you are a fake, a fraud, and a phony. And I'm going to talk about three things right now. Number one is having an unbalanced view of yourself. Number two is that you don't see yourself as an authority. And number three is that you think your expertise is not enough. Let's go through those three things. So the first thing when it comes to being an imposter or feeling like you are an imposter or experiencing imposter syndrome, first of all, it's not a mental illness. It's not classified as one, not yet anyway. But it's a real feeling that a lot of people have, that they feel like they're a phony, a fake, that everything about them is that they are faking it. So the first thing is that people who experience this, it's because they have an unbalanced view of themselves. So they only see the faults, or they usually focus on the faults or their defects or the things that they get wrong, or they think that somehow they make mistakes, or that they only focus on the negative parts of themselves, and they look for their weaknesses rather than focusing on their strengths. So when it comes to having imposter syndrome or knowing what it's like, most people have an unbalanced view of themselves. And so I would recommend that you start to look at the other side as well, to balance your view, balance your perspective. That's going to allow you to think clearer, and it's going to allow you to feel like an expert rather than an imposter. The next thing is that you don't see yourself as an authority. A lot of people who have imposter syndrome, they don't see themselves as an authoritative person or someone who has experience or skill, even though they may have years of experience and lots of skill and lots of awards and praise and acknowledgement from other people, yet they still don't see themselves as an authority. So this, I think, comes down to self-permission, because a lot of time, if you feel like you're not an authority, it's because you feel like somebody else needs to give you the permission, or some other institution of authority or someone else in a position of authority needs to give you permission to be an authority. Whereas I say you should give that to yourself. You should give yourself permission to be your own authority and be that person. Start to identify as being an authority. And the last thing is, when you think your expertise is not enough, that's when you have imposter syndrome. That's what it means. It's when you think, well, I know a lot of things, but I don't know enough, or I could always be learning more, or the things that I do know are, well, I'm just faking that I know it, which is really bizarre. Like, even though you may have lots of years of experience in your particular field, maybe you've studied a particular area for a long time, and you've even got a career, or maybe you've been in a role or a position, maybe in your family, in your social life, in your career, but you just don't think any of that is worth anything. That's what imposter syndrome can make us feel like. So if you've liked this video, I've got a free gift for you. It's called Crush Imposter Syndrome Forever, the starter kit for bulletproof confidence, and you can get it in the links above and below, depending on where you are watching this from. And I invite you to join the School of Self-Worth Facebook group. The links are also available. And if you remember just one thing from this video, it's that imposter syndrome means you think you're a fake, a phony, and a fraud. All right, everybody. Go and give yourself permission to be an authority. Have a great day. Bye.